Hi, welcome back to Captivating Makeup. So today we are going to do a full face on camera, but we're going to be playing with specific products. So these specific products are the most expensive items in my collection. So in each category, I have picked the one that costs the most, and that's the one I'm going to play with today. And we're going to try and create a whole face using the products in front of me right now. So, before we get started, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you can afford. And if you don't like my videos, I'll see you on the way out. Bye. All right, let's get started. So, let's roll up our sleeves a little bit and start with the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. So this is my most expensive primer in my collection. Granted, I don't have a ton of primers, but this one out of everything is my most expensive. It is $38 for this tube. But this tube has lasted me quite a while, so I'm not super upset. I also bought this when I worked at Sephora, so I got a little bit of a discount on this one. So we're just gonna blend this into the face. Just gotta get that sunscreen in. Let's move it down the neck because we want to be protected. Supergoop, I like this one specifically because it does like mattify a little bit, fills my pores in a little bit. I can see a great difference, plus it's sunscreen, so it protects everything. But honestly, I have another sunscreen that I really like that goes well under my makeup, just like the Unseen sunscreen. And I am looking for, not dupes, but like similar products, like similar consistency to this one, but at a more affordable price. Because I love this sunscreen, but it is a little bit expensive. Just a little bit. All right, so my next one is, so y'all know most of my eyebrow stuff comes from the drugstore. So it was a little hard to find the most expensive out of my collection, but I did manage to find it. And it is my NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. So I haven't used this in a while because I've been playing with brow pencils recently. But this one goes for $13. So we're gonna color in those brows. Let me get a brow brush. And we're just gonna color in those brows. Honestly, I think this is a great product, especially if you don't like pencils. I feel like it still gives you like a great color payoff, but it's not as like easily breakable as, you know, a pencil can be. I'm just gonna clean some of this up because I did get outside the lines. Honestly, for $13, I don't think this is a bad brow product. Granted, can you find cheaper stuff? Probably. I know ColourPop makes a pen, but if you like NYX and find $13 to be pretty affordable, I don't see a problem with it. Now, my most expensive brow gel. I only have three. My new one is waiting in here. I have the e.l.f. one waiting on me. But since the e.l.f. one did not cost more than this, we are using the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination. Now I have the mini, so it is a little cheaper. The mini is $15. The bigger one, of course, is more expensive. But I like this one. And if you don't do your brows very often, or if you're like me, you only do your makeup when you leave the house because you work from home and there's no point in putting on makeup for phone calls that you don't even see the other person's face, then this is the product. This is a good product, especially if you like something a little bit more liquidy than something like the brow gel from e.l.f. because that one can be a little sticky. Granted, I have not tried their new brow lamination gel, so maybe that is pretty good and maybe is comparable to the Patrick Ta. I like this. Do I think you should go and spend the $15? Maybe, if you feel like this is worth it. You might get more bang for your buck with the full size, but if you're not really into the gel formula, then I think you might want to stay away from it. But also might just be because you don't like gel in your brows. All right. Next is foundation. So my most expensive foundation is the Este Lauder Double Wear. It is $52 normally. I got it on sale for about half offish. So I am in the color 1CO Shell, and we're going to use this on my face today. So we're just going to do a pump and a half today. Now, I like the Double Wear. I think it's a great full coverage formula. I think it covers all my indiscretions, any points I'm trying to cover highly. The more you use, obviously, the more it's going to cover. I notice it if I use a lighter hand and don't put as much, it turns out more medium coverage. So it can be sheared out a little bit, because see, I'm putting it on and you can still see my acne, though my acne is like really red. Like it is super irritated today. So you can definitely see through with this. Man, my acne is angry. But see, it gives a good amount of coverage on the face. Now, like I said, the more you use, the more you can build it up and make it that full coverage fantasy. Today, I'm not looking for the full coverage look. I'm kind of just looking to get a good base down, a lighter base down. But this definitely can be full coverage if you build it. Now, do I think it is worth $52? Honestly, my L'Oreal, I believe it's L'Oreal. Yes, my L'Oreal Infallible can give me the same amount of coverage for a more affordable price. And if I want something medium coverage, I can go to my About Face foundation, which is $20, I believe. It's a much affordable price than the Este Lauder. Now, if you want something nice, something that, sorry, there's a fly on my mic and I'm trying not to hit it. There we go. So it's definitely a nice formula and I like it. And if you want to treat yourself to something nice, definitely would recommend. But if you just want something affordable that can do the same thing, there's definitely others that I think are just as good, and you don't have to spend a ton of money to get the same effect. Next is concealer. You'll see the concealer twice because I'll have to do my under eyes too, but I'm going to cover up these little marks with my Kulfi concealer. So my Kulfi concealer is $26. My other concealers are drugstore, so they do cost a little less than this. So we're just gonna put it on those spots for right now. I'm gonna use, oh, by the way, I got the new Danessa Myricks brushes with my Kiko, and they're so much fun to play with. I did not buy them. My partner bought them for me. He surprised me with them because work's been really hard, and he got me the whole collection. So I have a bunch of new brushes. I haven't tried all of them yet, but it's so exciting. So we're just gonna use this brush. We're gonna pat in that concealer. So the concealer covers well. I definitely get some good coverage. Like, as you can see, most of that redness was taken out of that little bump. I'm also using a brush, and a brush compared to a sponge. So a sponge soaks up part of the product, hence part of the reason I could get like a little less coverage on my foundation. But it is also like a good covering concealer, and it's very like watery feeling. It's very creamy, lightweight, but it still covers well, which I like. Honestly, 26 bucks is not the worst I have ever seen for a concealer. I have definitely paid more for a concealer. I think if you like Kulfi specifically, and I think if you are looking for a higher priced concealer, I think this is more mid-range. So if mid-range concealer, Kulfi's good. I like Kulfi a lot. I still like my Ulta concealer a lot better because I feel like they're very similar in formula, but one's more affordable. Definitely Kulfi's good, but don't think to get the same effect you have to buy Kulfi. My next one is my eye primer. So this is a new one in my collection. It just ended up being the most expensive once everything came in. And this is my Melt eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow and base. I have it in vanilla, and we're just gonna put that on. Let me get my brush out. There we go. And we're just gonna tap that in. I like this personally because I feel like it's a thinner formula than a lot of the bases I've tried. I feel like a lot of eyeshadow bases are very thick and creamy. I feel like this one's a little bit more liquidy on the eyes. And the other day when I tried it, I was actually really impressed. When I set it with the powder, it didn't crease. So my eyeshadow did not crease throughout the day. And I was very excited about that idea that it didn't crease throughout the day, which I was really happy about. So I'm going to try it this time without any powder on it to see if it'll still give the same effect if I don't set it. See if it dries down pretty well. But yeah, vanilla I think's a little too orange for me. I think I should have gone with the white color, or there was another color I was kind of looking at. I think I should have gone with one of those specifically, but we're not going to buy another one for a little while because they are $24 a piece. And I am not looking to spend another $24 just yet. I want to make sure completely that this is a good one. Next palette. Okay, I was kind of going to cheat a little bit because I do have my most expensive palette, but it's a shimmer palette. So it's all shimmers. So I did get another palette from the brand specifically, so I could still create a look, like a matte look, but still have the shimmer somewhere on there. And I'm trying to decide. I think I know which color I'm going to put, the shimmer I'm going to put. So I'm just going to use Danessa Myricks. All right, we got a matte base up. So I'm going to put a little glitter gloom where I did not put any shimmer. Oh, I should have waited. I should have explained what I was going to put on my face before I put it on my face. All right, this is the Danessa Myricks Lightworks palette. I believe it's number 4. And it was $135. I did get this on a discount because I was working at Sephora at the time, but it is $135. So I'm going to use the color Angel right here. And we're going to put on the silver, and oh, that is so pretty. Honestly, I love Danessa Myricks' Lightworks palettes. Oh, that is so pretty. Like, look at that shimmer. Like, look at that glitter. Look at that glow. Like, she is so gorgeous. So she is the girl. She is the moment. She is everything. I'm just gonna tap in some color right here. And then I'm gonna use a fluffy blending brush to kind of blend that crease out. Ooh. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Let's get the other eye on. So more glitter glue off my, just put that everywhere. And then that flat brush, holy crap, picked up a lot. So I need to be careful this round. Oh, Angel is so pretty. Like, it's that white, silvery, like, just beautiful. Like, she is gorgeous. Just an... She is so pretty. I have not played with that Lightworks palette in a while, and I forgot how pretty it was. I specifically love to use the Lightworks palette with one of my Nomad Cosmetics palettes. It is the Upstate New York one, and it makes such beautiful autumn looks. Like, it's got some beautiful like oranges in here and yellows that would just be beautiful, but I could also see you using some of those like bluer shades and greeny shades for other things. I just like Nirvana, Divinity, and not Escapism, but Awakening are just such great fall colors, in my opinion there. Right, I'm gonna turn on... That is probably going to be one of the few things I sit there and say that is worth your money, is those Danessa Myricks like Lightwork palettes. I think you just get such unique shades in a palette, and I feel like those shades are usually so expensive when you're buying them single, like just from anyone. Oh, I got... Great. I might have to be a sparkly vampire today, but I think they just give such a look that you cannot get easily normally in like mainstream makeup. And that's why I love that palette so much. I feel like it's just a gorgeous palette, and if you can get your hands on one, make sure you like the colors first. But if you can get your hands on one, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with it. But make sure you actually like the colors. I didn't like the colors of the third Lightworks palette, but I loved the colors of the fourth. So I bought the fourth. I didn't buy the fifth because I didn't see anything special about it. Like anything unique to my collection. Now, what I am doing is I am putting on mascara. And this is my Fenty Beauty Hella Thicc mascara. I'm pretty sure in Kazan Black, yeah. This mascara is my most expensive mascara. Usually I buy a lot of drugstore. I try to buy more inexpensive brands now for mascara, because I feel like they make just as good. And to show that this is how that goes, this is $19. The Hella Thicc is $19. That's cheaper than your Tartes, your Charlotte Tilburys, your Pat McGraths. So that just kind of shows, you know, how little I pay for mascara. Because I think you can get some amazing mascaras for an affordable price and not have to pay an arm and a leg for a good mascara. Like, I also love the Blend Bunny Omni Lash. That is everything. I already have a backup waiting for me for when that one dies, because I know I am going to love that mascara for a really long time. And that one is $13. So do I like my Hella Thicc? Yes, I do like my Hella Thicc. But I also think there are even more affordable ones out on the market that you can purchase that doesn't have to be like mid-range. I'm pretty sure you can find some good affordable mascaras. I can at some point show y'all my collection of mascaras and where I like to get my mascaras specifically, because like I said, I try not to buy... Unless I'm really interested, I try not to buy mascaras that cost over $20 anymore. If there's one y'all want me to review, or if, you know, you're interested about, I can definitely take a look. But I definitely don't try to buy mascaras that are over $20 anymore. I feel like it's just not worth it. Hella Thicc came close. I just fell in love with it because it was in my like little Christmas kit and it was just really pretty. So I bought it in a Christmas kit. I didn't buy it like originally off the shelf. Now I have a big one off the shelf, but my first one did not come that way. All right, so I'm trying to find, all right. So my most expensive contour slash bronzer ended up being the Pat McGrath one. So I have her bronzer in a trio. I looked up how much the bronzer would usually cost, and a bronzer from Pat McGrath would traditionally cost about $39. I got this for less than $39, actually. I think I got it for $32. So, great steal. It comes with a blush, bronzer, and highlighter. But I think this palette's originally 50 something, and this is the bronzer in it. So I am counting it by the price that you would get if you bought a normal one. And I have my bronzer in Nude Honey. So I'm gonna take a brush here. I'm just gonna tap in lightly, and we're just gonna bronze that skin. I personally like the Pat McGrath bronzer. I think it is not super pigmented to the point where you need to worry about overdoing it. I also like this because this one is more of a neutral, cooler option. Nude Honey. Like, it doesn't look super like orange on my skin, but it's still like doing something to my face. I personally like that it's not hella pigmented coming off, but you can build up that pigment, and that it's not orange, because I hate looking orange. I like that bronzers are coming in more colors than just warm orange, because it's definitely not a contour color. Like, I have my contour colors, and it's definitely not that color. It's definitely like emphasizing my face. I like this one specifically. Now, if I could find a drugstore option, I probably would not sing this one's praises as much. But since I don't have a drugstore option, this is the one I am liking the most. And I think it gives me like a little bit of warmth without being orange. I think it's cute. It's cute. If I found a cheaper option, sure, but for now, I really like the Pat McGrath one. I don't think you're going to be upset if you buy it and use it. And that's the point, not being upset with all the things we buy. All right, now I'm going to find another brush. There we go. Let's color switch this, because I think I used this on a bronzer. And I don't want it to get in my blush. All right, so next we are going to use a Charlotte Tilbury blush. So I have a palette of hers. So technically it comes with 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, but I priced it out as if you were getting a regular blush. And a regular blush from Charlotte Tilbury would be $42. This, I think, was less, like maybe 80, 90 something. So not less, but like for 2 blushes and 2 highlighters, it's less-ish. So I'm going to go into this color right here. It's called Soft Blush, but it has the Pillow Talk embossing. It's starting to go away. You can see, like, I like that color because it's like a mauve-y rosy, maybe more of a rosy tone. And I personally like this blush. And here, I'll put it this way. When it comes to Pat McGrath and Charlotte Tilbury and those ones that are going to charge you an arm and a leg for a blush, a single blush or a single bronzer or whatnot, I would wait for a palette. I think the palettes are worth it because you get all the, you get a bunch of colors and products that would cost more if you bought them individually. So I personally wait for the palettes. So Example A, Charlotte Tilbury. I get 2 blushes, 2 highlighters. I use both blushes. I use both highlighters. Win-win situation. The key is, how much are you going to use these products? That's where the division works. You can divide all you want, but if you're not going to use the colors, then there's no point in dividing. So with my Pat McGrath, $50-something. I got it for $30-something. It comes with 3 products, highlighter, blush, and bronzer. I'll use all 3. I thought I was only going to use 2. I'll use all 3. That's what makes them worth it. That's what makes them worth it without the individuality thing. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind while you're thinking about these. All right, next we're staying with Charlotte Tilbury with a lip liner. This is my lip cheat in Pillow Talk. As you can see, she is very well loved. Very little. Obviously, I have used it. The cap is almost as big as the actual pencil at this point. I have used her quite a bit. I do have a backup of this, so when Pillow Talk when this little one dies, which I can't see this staying for too much longer. When this one dies, it will be replaced. I am looking to buy Pillow Talk Light because I've heard that would be even better for my skin tone than Pillow Talk, because all we had was Pillow Talk, and then we got like the medium and the deep, and now we got the light. I think the light will work better with me. And the lip cheats are usually $25. So we're just gonna line that up. We're just gonna fill in these corners because I like that ombre look that it gives. There we go. We're just gonna make sure that's perfectly lined. Baby lip liner. I like the lip liners, but I also have some more affordable lip liners I like a little better. Compared to other products I really love, like the Danessa Myricks. Like the Danessa Myricks I think is worth the coin if you're willing to pay it and you're gonna use the colors. I think the trios and the quads and things like that from like Pat McGrath or Charlotte Tilbury are worth it. Do I think the lip cheat's worth it? I like the color, but I don't love the color. Like, it's a good color, but it's not my favorite color. And if I could get it in a dupe, I probably would, because a lot of my lip liners are not high-end. I personally love the ColourPop ones. The ColourPop ones are great. Moving along, though, this one's a little bit of a cheat. So I have the Fenty. I have the Fenty lipstick. Let me make sure I give you the right color. It's Mutha Luva. And technically, this lipstick would cost you about $32. I consider both components different things. So one costs about $12, the other costs about $20, $32. My runner-up was Pat McGrath. Those are about $30, and the only Pat McGrath lipstick I have is red. Like a nice, like, cool-toned red. And red was not going to go with the lip liner today. So technically this costs a little more if you buy both components. But if you just bought the lipstick, like the lipstick, it'd be about $20. But if you want the actual like case, it's going to be another $12, which makes it $32. So we're just going to put that in the middle. All right. Got her in. And before we set my face, let's set my face first. I will be right back. I accidentally miscalculated. Be right back. All right, back. So this is my most expensive powder. It's a Nars powder. I believe it's about $38. But I will put the price right here later on. Once I edit this, the price will be up here. So this is my most expensive powder. It is nice. I use the color Cliff. Let's see. It has 0.31 ounces, 9 grams of product. Let's see. I want to see curious. Where is the amount? I wanted to see if my powder, my Superstay from Maybelline was a similar amount, but I'm not seeing ounceage. So maybe we'll find out later. All right, so I like this powder. Do not get me wrong. I like this powder a lot, but my only gripe is it's very small. And for $38, I expect more product. Because this, I feel like you can go through pretty quickly. And I don't like the fact that I could go through this powder really quickly. The formula is beautiful. Do not get me wrong. I like the formula on this. It's very like pretty. It's very lightweight. It mattifies well without pulling texture or emphasizing anything. I like it, but $38 is quite a bit of money. So that is up to you. But I think my Maybelline works just as good, and I think there's more product. So good on that. All right, my next one. She is expensive, and I might feel a little embarrassed about owning this one. It's a Dior Lip Maximizer. I have mine in 010. It's like this bright pink color. I do own one. They are $40. I did not pay $40. I was working at Sephora, so I did get it 20% off. I like this formula. I think it's pretty on the lips. I like that it has a cool plumping effect instead of a heat. I like the formula. I think it glides on well. I don't find it very sticky, but I don't find it super watery either. I think it's a good mixture. I like the formula. Do I think you can get just as good for less than $40? Of course you can. But if you're feeling bougie and expensive, she is nice. You're not going to regret the formula. Like I said, cooling effect. She looks beautiful on the lips. Like, I have no qualms. Except the fact that the packaging also feels like really cheap. Don't like that. Especially since I am spending $40 on a Dior Lip Maximizer. But I think it's stunning. I like the formula. I like how it looks. Buy at your own discretion. Like I said, there's very few products here that I would say, like, I couldn't find something comparable. This is just more if you want something nice. All right. My most expensive setting spray is my Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte Setting Spray. And she is $36. Just barely beating out one size. I think one size is 32. So we're going to use her. Oh, I love the smell of Urban Decay setting spray. Brings back memories. It's such a nice like scent. It's a very distinct scent. Now, I have been buying this because I feel like it works. And I think it's worth my money to spend it. Do I also like my Milani? My Milani Make It Stay is real good too. Make It Last, sorry. Make It Last is real good too. And that one's like a third of the price. I think that one's also good. So, I mean, it's not going to have the same scent. But I think it does. The Make It Last isn't going to make you matte, but it's definitely going to redo the face and give you like similar looks. And I like how it looks. I personally enjoy buying this, but I also have like other setting sprays that I like that are cheaper. And that's fine. But $36 is a lot for a setting spray. Just know you can get just as good for a little bit less. All right. And we're letting my face cool off a little bit. Not cool off, but dry off a little bit. So I'm going to go find a highlighter brush and just use this. Make sure no products on it. And we're going to go to our final product, which is a Pat McGrath highlighter. It is the Divine Glow highlighter in Lunar Allure. And this one I had like a couple like choices to pick from. Like I had a few to play with. Okay, I'm not gonna sneeze, cool. So I had a few to choose from because my Charlotte Tilbury single one was also $48. My Dior palette was $48. And Pat McGrath is also $48. I have showed off Dior's palette quite a bit, so I decided against that. I have already packed Charlotte Tilbury. When I'm filming this, I haven't gone on my trip yet, so Charlotte Tilbury is still packed, and I didn't want to go dig her out. So I decided to play with Pat McGrath because I do love her too. Like, there we go. See, she's got a dent in her too. And I feel like this gives such a beautiful gleam to the skin. She is bright though, so if you don't like a bright highlighter, you may need to find something else. But she is bright. She is impactful. I want to have a bright beaming highlighter. See, like look at that. That is wet. She is gleamy. She is wet. I like how she looks a lot. Like, I need to pull her out more and play with her more. I just don't always think, like, every look requires, like, a beaming highlighter. And I feel like Pat McGrath is definitely a beaming highlighter. There we go. Ooh, and just to, like, really impact it there, I'm going to put it in the corner. I personally like Pat McGrath's highlighters. I think they're a beautiful formula if you want something glowy and impactful and, well, not glowy, but shimmery, impactful, bright highlighter. I think she's worth it. I would spend the $48 again. Honestly, I think I got her in a duo, but I'm not sure. I like Pat McGrath's highlighters. Now, if you're not looking to spend the $48 on one measly highlighter, like I said, get the trios. The trios are great. The trios will have the highlighter along with the bronzer, blush, whatever they're doing. And you can get it a little cheaper that way. But make sure you are using all the products. It only makes monetary sense if you use all the products in whatever you are buying, whether it be a trio or a quad or whatever it is. You got to make sure you're using all the products in it or you are losing money out on it. All right, this is the most expensive makeup in my collection. Do I think all of it's worth it? No. I enjoy it all and I am happy to have it all. But I think you can find things that are comparable at a much more affordable price. That is coming from someone who says they love makeup, and I don't think you need any like big name products. I think you can create the look I created with drugstore, with a mixture of high end and low end. I think you can do it all. I do this. This is like a very basic, like neutral, like shimmer look. Oh gosh, that shimmer's so pretty. Shoot. But like I said, I think certain things are worth it. And in my mind, as a makeup lover, some things are worth it. Some things are just not. And that's okay. Not everyone needs everything. I want everything, but I don't need everything. All right. Thank y'all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below if you want me to do a cheapest makeup. So I pick everything in my collection that is the lowest price. And I use all of that on my face. So thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you can. And I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good day.